Let's go. Streaming data free on the MTN network in South Africa.
This is Omni Sports.
T's and C's apply.
Our question of the day, which we give you every single day, is which club is sometimes referred to as FC Hollywood? We'll answer that question at the end of the show. But let's get into the Premier League news for the weekend. Kev, we got to talk about Liverpool lost at home to Nottingham Forest. The honeymoon is over for Arne. Man United and Chelsea both survived missed penalties against them to get 3 points. And Haaland City might be in trouble with 130 charges in court. But on the field, they are a juggernaut. And hey, turns out Spurs are Spurs. Let's start off with Kevin's side. Kev, I'll come back to you in a bit. Liverpool lost 1-0, obviously, to Callum Hudson-Odoi. What an absolute banger that was. That was the first time in 55 years Nottingham Forest have managed to win at Anfield. Liverpool manager Arne Slot was not happy with his team and how they played.
They played a lot of long balls, so if you then take the ball back, you need to go past 11 players. And we had a lot of ball possession, but only managed to create 3, 4 quite good chances. So that's by far not enough against it. If you have so much ball possession, if you play so much on their half, we need to be much better, and we lost the ball so many times in simple situations. That is, I think, the main story from the game. Ball possession, not good enough.
For some, an absolute calamity. But Arne discussed whether this would be a disaster for the season or not.
Not to the process, but it is a big setback. So if you lose a home game, that's always a setback, and especially after if you face a team, we never know. Maybe they will go all the way to fight for Champions League tickets. But normally this team is not ending up in the top 10. So if you lose a game against them, that's a big disappointment. Although they were organized and structured really well today.
Yeah, Kev, I was going to send out a search party for you, just to make sure you're okay.
I watched it at home behind the couch. Just popped up my head every now and then. Yeah, I mean, Spurs absolutely, I don't like using the word deserve, but Liverpool were their own worst enemy. They weren't clinical enough. Nuno, the Forest manager, was very clever. Just packed that midfield with five big central defenders just about, and they bullied Liverpool, just smashed them. Robertson went down, and Alexis McAllister went down. They outplayed us. Luna was very clever, and then Hudson-Odoi comes off the bench. So, it's been, as you said, 55 years. So it's 20,300 days and 27 trips to Anfield, and they finally won.
Incredible. Hey, listen, this is not the Dutch league, Arne. Every single week here, you got to earn it. It's a reckoning every single week. Okay, let's move over to Manchester United, who, according to their fans, are now going to win the league at a canter. Man United beat Southampton 3-0 on the weekend. Manager Erik ten Hag spoke about the man of the match, Matthias de Ligt's performance, as well as the fine margins in the English Premier League.
Some very good attributes as a leader. But he's also a very good finisher in set plays, and that is one of the reasons we bought him. Yes, also I think that was a turning point in the game. There we got momentum, and there you see how small the margins are. If we against Brighton, we score a goal, and it's crazy, disallowed. And today, after you concede a penalty. Andre catch him, and a couple of minutes after we scored a goal. From that moment on, it was our game.
Ten Hag also addressed how the team is evolving this season in his eyes.
This team is growing, but still needs time. We have to build this team, but I'm sure we will get there. But it will be hard work, but you see from game to game the improvements.
One of the guys who's been under massive pressure is Marcus Rashford. He's been under massive scrutiny this season, and he scored in the victory. Ten Hag has defended his winger after Marcus Rashford scored his first goal this season in the league.
It's very important, and we don't pay attention what the outside world is telling. But you are right. It was too much negativity to him because he created 2 great chances, 100% chances in that game as well, and also in other games in this season so far. He's playing very well, and he deserved that goal, but you have to work for it, and that is what he's doing in this moment, and then you get a reward. And I think he scored a great goal. He scored already so many goals for Manchester United, and he, on his age, The number of goals is amazing, and I'm sure he will score many more goals. But to get into a season for every striker is so important to be on the scoring list. And then you're building momentum, you're building belief, and then it will come into more goals.
So the worst kind of sporting weekend happened this weekend was that Manchester United and Kaizer Chiefs won. You know, if you thoughts and prayers to you if you have friends that support both, because they're both just the worst kind of people. United beat Southampton, and by the way, Southampton missed a penalty.
Yeah, that was
at 0-0.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about this, but Erik ten Hag now has been trolling Cristiano Ronaldo by using one of Cristiano Ronaldo's own phrases about ketchup flowing from the bottle. So once a striker talks about ketchup in a bottle, and once it flows, it doesn't stop. So that must be the Heinz ketchup. It's obviously not the All Gold, which has got 36 bottles. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, Rashford now does have to catch up because he hasn't scored since March. It's his first game in 26 matches, I think, or 10 matches or something like that. Yeah, he needs to catch up. Let's see. But with any luck, good for him. Let's see what he can do.
Chelsea scraped a 1-0 win together over Bournemouth at the Vitality. Enzo Maresca also wasn't happy with his side, how they played in the first half, and he spoke about why he changed things at half-time.
The reason why we struggled second half for me is because we didn't win duels, we didn't win second balls. And in this stadium against this team, first of all, you need to show the desire to win duels. And then also the tactical part, it's important. But first of all, you need to show that. And this was the message after 45 minutes to the players, that in these kind of games, you have to finish the game with your T-shirt dirty, because you need to fight. And second half, I think we were much, much, much better.
And new signing Jadon Sancho was the difference maker. He came on, provided the assist for Nkunku, and he was and actually Sancho was man of the match, having come on at halftime. Maresca gave his thoughts about the winger.
I have the feeling that Jadon is a guy that he needs love. This is what I think when I spoke with him before he joined us. Also, I know that he has the desire to show the player that he is. For me, he has just to enjoy football. That is the reason why they play, because they are happy and they want to play football. They have to enjoy playing football, and then because they are good, they're going to do good things.
It pains me because I don't like the kind of people that lack discipline. So Sancho being late and whatever, but he came on and he did make the difference. He looked unbelievable for Chelsea. Like, where's that player been for 3 years?
Most assuredly out to make a point. You know, well, that player for 3 years has been a ghost sitting back at Dortmund, and he's been waiting there. That's the player he was. And we went back, he found himself again, came back to United, and they just told him, yep, on your own. But that match was... that was feisty.
That was feisty. Bournemouth are a well-coached. Iriola's doing an incredible job there. Let's move over to a place where I think there are some big problems for Big Ange. Big problems for Big Ange. Did you watch the North London derby?
I did indeed, yeah. Set piece special again. Easy way to score, and there was no defence at it at all. It was too easy for Gabriel to get up. I mean, Nicholas Drover's done a great job there, the set-piece specialist coming in from Manchester City. He and Arteta obviously worked together in the past. Yeah, and you can see the fluidity. I do worry that Arsenal are a bit thin on the ground in terms of their squad, because with two players out, they couldn't get on top of a Spurs who weren't quite there.
That match ended 1-0 in favour of Arsenal, and Gabriel scored that towering header to take home the 3 points for the Gunners from Spurs' home stadium. Big Ange wasn't happy as Spurs conceded a league worth 16 set-piece goals in the last 42 games. Here's what Big Ange had to say.
We've handled them okay, and today I thought we handled them. Yeah, they're obviously a very big threat from set pieces, but only takes one, and it wasn't just Romero, but a couple of others switched off as well, and the delivery was spot on, and Gabriel's always a threat in those situations, so we paid a price for it. For some reason, people think I don't care about set pieces, and it's a narrative that you can keep going on for ages and ages. I understand that. Like I said, we work on them all the time, like we do at every other team. You know that they're a threat. As I said, for the most part, we handled them really well today, but we switched off for one and we paid a price. And you learn from that and you move on.
His abrasive nature is that the British media loves it, because they'll just let him keep talking and being abrasive, and then it's like a rod for your own back, right? Man, how long does this last?
Yeah, the abrasiveness will turn into anger, and the anger will turn into sarcasm, and the sarcasm will then just bounce straight back at him. He said that he always wins things in his second year. That's a heck of a statement to make.
Well, even that interview was awkward with that.
Yeah.
Like the lady was going on and on with the question because usually, especially in that, you got like 5 minutes with the manager, and she kept asking the question on, and he got. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
but he's like, "You gonna let me answer the question?" So he's starting to show that. I don't know that personality. I don't know, but he is who he is, right?
yeah. I mean, Spurs do have a set piece coach. You know, strangely enough, they've got a coach that takes care of the set pieces. So he's not some anti-set piece fanatic, as everyone keeps, as he just said himself. But there were Spurs had 4, I think, set piece deliveries in the first 10 minutes. So they're not anti it. They're just not very good at it.
They didn't play well, not clinical, not good enough at the sharp end. And Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta credited his team's mental toughness in order to get the victory.
A London derby, and we have the power to try to make them very happy, so hopefully we have achieved that, and that makes it very special. On the performance, we had moments in the game, some really good ones, some others that we have to suffer. We suffer because we have to adapt a little bit the plan because of the players that we had available, and I loved it because since the day that we started to get bad news, the team got hungrier and hungrier to play the game, and that's a big compliment to everybody at the club. To behave in a certain way, you know, and it's a tough week that is coming up, and instead of finding any little excuses or arguments to do that, do the opposite, face the challenge, play with courage, acknowledge our qualities and what we have to be able to win a game, and we actually done it.
Signed a new deal, they're happy, Spurs are Spurs, Arsenal win.
Yeah, Arsenal. I'm going to keep going back to Jova. There's a piece by Barney Rone in The Guardian. He says, Jova must have the incredible thighs. So there's an entire afternoon spent jumping up and down, doing squats and leaps and sprints as the set pieces come and go. So will the set piece coaches ever stop leaping up, he asks? Why don't goalkeeping coaches leap up whenever there's a penalty? Why don't the analytic guys leap and stare intensely when there's slow possession? So, I mean, it's a very funny thing, but he lives every single set piece.
No, good for the Arsenal, and hey, people are going to tell you Spurs are Spurs. They just lack something. It's almost like, I don't know if you, Kev, did you have any siblings? You had how many brothers?
I had 2, yeah.
And so you were the
oldest and the most handsome one. Yeah.
No, most handsome, most humble, most forgiving, most passionate. I know this about you. But, you know, as a little brother, it's almost like, remember when your little brothers used to try and fight you? And although they like giving it 100%, like you knew, you just hold them, you know, you're eating your ham and cheese sandwich while you're holding them at bay with an arm. It feels like that's what Arsenal do to Spurs every single year. It's like, okay, huff and puff, and then eventually you're going to go crying to mom kind of thing. So, hey, Spurs are Spurs. What you going to do? What you going to do? All right, you can win your share of 50,000 rands worth of cash by listening out for the show's special keyword. Collect that keyword and then listen next hour to Projects and then to Onakosi. They'll give you their keywords, then send them to 0788777716. Collect them all and enter the Omni Sport Cash competition. In 60 seconds, the PSL has kicked off. Pirates and Sundowns played in Africa. Projects will get into it with us on the other side.
Let's go. Streaming data free on the MTN network in South Africa.
This is Omni Sports.
T's and C's apply.